Yeah, hey, we're on.
We you again. One more Friday night again.
One more. Good evening, Fionn. Good evening, Keisha. We're you again, look.
Here we are. Evening, Fionn, Keisha, how are you?
So you can see him on the phone now, John, can you?
Yeah, I can. I can see him now.
There we are, lovely job. So tonight we've got a little bit of chat and a bit of news. Then we got some scratch cards. And basically to do the scratch cards, Kyle Phillips, good evening. Kylos. The scratch cards, how that works. George Bond, good evening.
Yeah.
Anything under £25 goes back to the house for us to buy more scratch cards. And then anything over £25, we divide it by 3. So it's the person who won the scratch card, John and myself. So if it's 100,000, then we'll have 20 for John, 60 for me. No, we'll just divide it. So good evening to Danielle Morgan. George Bond's in as well. So tonight we've got a bit of cooking as well. John's done.
Yes, we have.
John's done a baguette pizza, which looked very nice, and I've done a different type of pizza, one with a lot more fat in it, but not so much carbohydrates. So we'll have a look at them in a bit. And we got a bit of news. Did anybody see Banksy doing his artwork in Reading on the side of a disused prison? Not for you to think that there's people locked up in there at the time. They haven't been open since 2013. And they are trying to make it into a site for artists. But some people want to put flats there, to house people. So, I know, a lot of jails and stuff like in town. There was a police station, and they converted that to a block of flats, and Banksy's down below. So it's really, really weird, isn't it? And electricity prices are going up, John.
Oh, tell me, yeah, I know, mate. What will happen now? Right, they getting rid of coal and gas bit by bit, and the electricity are going to go jumping up. And this thing, I've often thought this with electric cars and things like this, right? Because obviously everyone's aiming now electric cars. What makes electric?
Yeah, coal.
Yeah, it does. It's coal or nuclear or gas.
Yeah.
And so there's no difference at all.
No, or wind.
But well, how much? Come on, let's be fair, right? How much wind would you need? Apparently, listen, there you are. You've heard. You hear that then, Ollie? There's.
Yeah.
Seen a ghost again, you have.
Oh. My dog's seen a ghost this afternoon.
Ollie, come here, boy. Oh, he's going out there.
He's gone wild. So yeah, you're right. The coal-fired boilers, gas-fired boilers, they're all in the electric cars. Stupid.
Now, honestly, I've heard this from a guy who's very high up. He doing something for this big housing association, Titaria. Now, eventually they are going to. Once come to the end, they're not stupid. Once they come to the end of their lives, they're gonna take the gas boilers out of everyone.
Yeah.
And give them electric boilers, and so you will have no gas at all coming into your house. That's what they want, apparently.
It'll cost a fortune, right?
Yeah, it does, mate. It does, but
I think a lot of our gas comes from Russia, doesn't it? Although we got a lot.
But does it come with love? I bet your mother-in-law to be would have been she's the one opening the valves for us to have it.
Oh, good God! Tasting a robber's horse, she did.
Do. How are we doing, Kyle, mate? I haven't seen you for ages. How are we doing?
He's gone running now daily.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Good.
George Bond is on the intro. Well, we don't know what he looks like, see, George, so we put you on there because we weren't sure. So we put you on the intro like that.
Yeah, I'd like to know how much it is. Like if you want to, for want of a better say, how much is it to fill a tank then, in it with electric? If you know what I mean, don't you? Fully
Yeah.
charge the car then, and
I
then
think
how far do you get with it? Like that would be my biggest worry, right? How
at the
far would you
moment,
get with it? And
at the
you
moment,
might be stuck somewhere with no power points available.
yeah, it's 34p a mile it costs you electric.
Right. Well, how much is it with petrol or diesel?
Twice that, isn't it? It's double that
Is it
amount. Yeah, I think so.
25 pence? Don't forget. So you would only go. Let's have a look now, right? 25 pence. Say it's 25 for 6 miles on a litre.
Mm.
Do more than that, don't you?
Yeah, more than that it is. Something like that. It is really cheap.
Yeah, oh, it's fair enough. I just wondered. Obviously, they know what they're talking about, don't they?
Yeah, but like the car that I use, the hybrid, when you put it on recharging, so when you're braking, it's charging up the battery all the time. I can get 90 miles to the gallon out of that car. It's ridiculous, but it is inconvenient.
That's really good, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good, but you've got to put that. It's like you flick a switch, and every time you go into a corner, it slows you right down because it charges up.
Oh, right. So you do it. What do you say? 90 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
I do 90 gallons to the mile.
Have we been knocking down for a new van?
I'm keeping my eye out now. I'm not right. What I've decided, I'm not going to be in a rush. But when the right one comes along, I'll be getting it.
That's it. Yeah. Don't jump into
that
anything.
fella again. Right, there's two fellas now. Without seeing it, actually, they say, "Oh, they definitely want it." But people mess you about, don't they, for the sake of it? So they said that's the second one that was dropped out of buying it.
Yeah, that's the trouble with them. See.
But there we are. I'm all right, thank you, Kyle. And we're all good down here, mate. It's a bit boring, of course, but we keep into the rules. We go into the shops, and basically that's it. I'm having my grandchildren, but that's it.
Shalom is in.
Oh, hello, Shalom.
She's a bit late, don't she? 8 minutes late.
Oh, we have to sort something out soon now. There'll be a few having it, see?
Yeah. Well, you'll have to be in charge.
Talking about late. There's Keisha's in, right? Where's your mother, love?
She's off with a boyfriend, man.
Oh, see now.
They're engaged. They might be married now this year if they're allowed. Hey, have you seen the new thing about travel?
No.
Britain's allowed to go abroad during the travel ban, face a £200 fine if they arrive at the airport without a permit, and could also face prison.
What do you mean a permit? That's a thing to say you've had the 2 COVID things, eh?
I expect so, yeah.
Listen, I knew all along. People are saying, about they want to have you to have these, a travel card to say you've had it. But I knew that you were going to have these what I can't think of it, like ID cards, and you can't travel without them. It was obvious that was going to happen. Totally obvious.
And shops, it'll be like that now with shops. You can't go in a shop unless you can.
The cinemas are going to be the same. You will. So unfortunately, and I know I'm all for people having the like human rights and things like this. But unfortunately, the people who are not going to take a vaccine, I don't think they'll be allowed in places.
I think that's how it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Carrie Ann. £7 in 10 days. Well done.
Very good, that is.
Yeah, it is. It is against human rights, Shalom. Right, you're right. But like everything, do you know what? Right, thinking back, I was right. You probably won't remember this, but believe it or not, there was a kerfuffle, if you want, right, because years ago you weren't. It wasn't law that you had to wear your seatbelts, right?
Yeah. That's
And then
right.
they came roundabout in the 80s. I think it was 80s, or might have even been 70s. But they said, right, you got to put your seatbelt on now. Oh, they was absolutely murders. Oh, you're not telling me what to do, telling me what to do. But now, it's the very first thing 99% of people do when they get in a car.
Yeah.
But
Good evening, Jeff.
Jeffrey Good is in luck.
I know, from Germany.
From you, hello, Jeff, mate. I know there's a bloke I haven't seen for ages. So obviously he lives in Germany. That's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah. And Lawrence Owen. How is Lawrence tonight? He's in.
Hello,
as well.
Lawrence. All right, back.
Lawrence.
How are you?
Look, Jeffrey Good's in, Lawrence. Do you remember him?
Do you remember Lawrence Owen, Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff Good's in from Germany, look. Lawrence Owen's in from Canada.
There we are.
See this little, whatever it is, little show goes everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, I didn't know until I spoke to Gary. Lawrence, I know I was a good bit younger than you boys, right? But I didn't realise that you was actually a motorbike racer. And I've seen a few things on your page lately, looking intentionally. And, yeah, well done, mate. I really didn't realise that's what you done.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of that, Seeker.
Yeah, and he did win quite a few of them.
Yes, he wasn't too shabby at all, was he?
Yes. Very good. Fair play. Yeah, he remembers him, look.
But, yeah, but what you've all got to remember with this, whatever happens, right? Sonny, love, whatever happens with this injection in the case, is everybody, right, is in the same boat. They're not plotting against you.
Mm.
If they plotting, they plotting against us all. And honestly, it's really trying for everybody. Please remember, you're not on your own, you know. And if you got any doubt, whatever, like, you could talk to people, see, and just say, right, what do you think about it? And you give your opinion. You never ever fall out of it, but you just say, right, that's my opinion. What do you think? And then you say what you think and why you think it. And it's just to get things off your chest. But they're not doing it for you. They're doing it against everybody. Now, yeah, you're dead right, Kyle. There's what about people with needle phobia? What about people who are allergic to the ingredients that's in the vaccine? There's a lot of what ifs in it.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, they'll come. They might be able to give this in tablet form for the people with needle phobia eventually. I don't know. But unfortunately, see, Kyle, right, at the minute, unfortunately, people with needle phobia can't go on holiday. And that's the bad thing, really bad thing about it. And I'm, just I don't know. It's not very good, is it? To be fair.
No, but I think once everybody has it now, well, hopefully there won't be any more variants that you'll have to have one every other month.
Yeah. You may. Do you know what? I think you may have to have one every year, like you do with the flu.
Yeah.
But then only the vulnerable may have to have it. See, so we just don't know yet, do we?
No. So just have to see. Such a new thing, and it's only been out a year or whatever. So we just have to see how we go with it. Yeah.
Oh, Kyle, you're right. I seen something the other day. There was a works lawyer. I listened to a lot of not talk radio in the day. Is LBC is called, right? And there was this lawyer expert on. No, yeah, lawyer. She was an expert, but work related. This lawyer was, right? And they saying, if you work for a company now and you refuse the injection, like, right? What happens then is that they can't do much about it. They really can't, right? But let's say you go in for a job, and then they say to you, right, you go for a job in a care home. Have you had the injections? And you say, no, I'm not having it either. Then they won't pick you, will they?
That's it. And they're allowed to do that, aren't they?
Yeah, they're allowed to do it. No, if you're already in employment, Kyle, I think you're all right? So it's only if you're moving jobs, you apply for a job, and I think that's only for the in the care sector as well. At the end of the day, let's put my mother, old lady, lovely, lovely lady, right? My mother, and she always used to say, when you're in any kind of argument or discussion, put the shoe on the other foot. If you were mum and dad, were in that care home, and you had 3 carers, and 1 had the vaccine and 2 didn't, would you be happy with the ones that didn't have the vaccine caring for your mum and dad? So there's always another way to look at it,
Yeah, there's, isn't it?
There always is, man. Whichever way you talk, there's always the opposite side of it that still makes it, like Kyle's making sense there. No two ways about it. But but also the equivalent argument or the opposite argument to it is also sense.
Yeah.
So we're in between a rock and a hard place. I don't know the answers, and
just gotta get on with it, innit? So have you had your yet, John?
No, not yet. Everybody was yet. No, I know me. We won't be long now because we're a bit. If you're a teacher, hypothetically, and don't agree with injection, they lose their job. No, Shalom. Apparently, if you've already got a job, this is what I heard this week. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But what I heard was if you're a teacher now and you don't get the job, I'm not sure if they can move you or something like this, right? Perhaps they could move you to, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, but I don't think they can get rid of you, right? But if you was to apply to be a teacher now and you haven't had the job, well then I think it's different story. Then I think they can refuse you,
Yeah, and as Kyle said, you can still catch it even if you had the vaccine.
Oh, 100%. Kyle's, yeah, it's a proven fact. Kyle is dead right there. It is a proven fact. Yeah, and I don't think anyone does. Carry on. Honest to God. I don't know, Kyle, if that's right. You go down as a medical, though, and a failed medical, so you lose your job. I'm not clever enough to not know about that. But no, actually, I am clever enough. But they wouldn't listen to me anyway, mate. Right? So it's out of everybody's hands. And honest to God, right? Again, another saying that my old lady said to me is, "No, if you worry, you die." Right? And if you don't worry, you still die.
You're going to die, right?
So what's the point of worrying? Right? And it's totally out of our... I know we can talk about it, no means. But it's out of our control. There's loads of things that's in our control, but there's so many things that's out of our control, and we can't do nothing about it.
No. I mean, there's been loads of people that have been ill after having the injection.
Yes.
Mainly because they're sick, when they're having it, or they're very elderly, But any of us could be ill with it, but it usually clears up within a week. So,
well, I would say more like a day or something. I've known about 5 people now that's had it, and they feel dreadful for a day, maybe 2 at the outside. It's they sort of knocks over 6. It's like they got to have a day in bed,
Yeah, well, it is all your antibodies fighting it, isn't it? And that's what it builds up the immunity, because they are giving you COVID, really, aren't they? A very, very small.
Yeah.
And then your antibodies surge then to fight it off, and you build up immunity, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
So you are.
We come on to Shalom. Yeah, as we're doing it now, as we talking to Kyle, right, and about this subject, we'll just carry on for another couple of minutes here. And what Kyle has just written there, is absolutely right. Okay, is that we've got to do basically like go. People say, "Oh, we're not listening to this." You got to do things you got to do as you're told every single day of the week, right? You're told when to go to work. You're told when to come home. You're told, the TV schedule. You're told what time that the TV is coming on, and you're everything, right? You're told everything. So this is out of our hands, right? I'm afraid Kyle is right that you're going to be stewing in the house if you don't go and get this injection. They are going to be asked for it everywhere. This is my opinion as well, Kyle. Yeah. And so instead of worrying about that, I'm afraid, right, you've just got to grab it, and however it goes. Now then, Gary, as we're going off this subject, have you heard the news this week? It was on News at 10 on Wednesday about Shalom meeting Carrie.
No, I didn't see it.
Honest to God, News at 10, right? Trevor McDonald was on there, and he said, it was headline news anyway.
Never.
Yeah, Shalom met Carrie, Carrie met Shalom, and they hit it off immediately.
Do.
And so it's, honest to God, absolutely fantastic. But the both of them will tell you, right? And there's more in this group that'll tell you as well, right? There's a little nucleus, if you want, from last year, from round about this time last year, actually, as well. People have had so much help from this group outside, during the show and outside the show.
Yeah.
It was help somebody. And Gary, let me tell you something, mate. Whatever you think, it's all down to you, mate.
It's not down to me. It's down to everybody.
But you started all this off, right? And it's down to you and the amount of people that you've helped, right, to get through a very bad time in their lives, and God knows what. You need a bloody award, mate, I can tell you. No, you've been remarkable, guy.
Without the rest of you, we wouldn't have a show, would we? Right? So it's a combined effort. I may have started pressed the button, right? But the other things have got to go right afterwards. So it's a joint effort, John.
And I tell you what else I'm going to have to do now. I'm going to have to make up another song, because there's a few more come in and a few have dropped out.
There's a lot. Yeah, you got definitely coming and going all ships, yeah.
Yes, certainly.
So Carrie met...
Yes, they did. They had they met up, but 2 meters apart. Mine certainly it was, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that goes without saying.
Did they recognize each other? Because last time I seen Shalom, she looked like an Italian waitress. Probably as soon as all the COVID's die down, now we'll all have a party together.
Oh, definitely. Patsy's now, it's already, we've started on the garden already. It's going to look beautiful down here, and you're all going to be welcome.
There we are. You all come down, enjoy yourselves. Right, John, shall we have a look at your pizza?
Yes, I'm looking forward to this tonight now.
Right, we'll have a look at John's pizza first, and then later on we'll have a look at my effort as well.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show once again, and this time I'll be cooking pizza. Now, as you probably aware, Gary's doing all the low-fat, good-for-you stuff. This one is a overindulgent pizza. What you will need for this is a baguette, some pepperoni, some grated cheese. I use mature cheddar, and some tomato puree. Now, this is obviously for a pepperoni pizza. You can add whichever toppings you'd like. So without further ado, I will get on with the pizza. So the first stage was to cut the baguette up, cut it straight down the middle to make 2, and then I've cut it in half again to make 4. Got the grill on there, on high, just to preheat. So the first stage is to put the tomato puree on to the baguette. There. And the next step now is to add the cheese. I use mature cheddar, as I prefer that. You can use any cheese, of course, any cheese that will melt greatly while you cook in. Now, like I said, this is very simple. The last stage of actually preparing is the pepperoni. So you just pop some pepperoni on there, and then we'll go to the grill. Now, without further ado, we will put the pizzas under the grill for approximately 5 minutes, but you must keep your eye on them at this stage because sometimes they do go quite quickly. There they are under the grill. Shan't be long by the time they're ready. Right, there we are. That really is as simple as that, but I'll tell you, they are delicious, but also these are very fattening, mind you. Just going in for my granddaughter's lunch, and that's it. So I hope you'll try them, right? Because these really are delicious, but it is for a treat, mind. I will say that because everything I've used is very fattening. Okay, but they are absolutely delicious.
They are very nice, aren't they?
Honest to God, Gary, they lovely. A friend of mine used to go fishing with Byron. He told me how to do them, right? And I thought, I'll give it a try one day. And they, honest to God, they're delicious. They really are nice. And it does, look, that must have taken me like 10 minutes, that's all. You know, and you a few chips there, right? Or a few fries. When you got, that's like a lunch for 4 people, you know?
Yeah.
My kid, lunch for 2 people, that is.
Just like that. So carry on, give it a cut as well.
No, you can't say that, carry on.
No, a virtual cut.
Yeah, virtual it was. It was like a cut like that, like Gary just done, right?
Okay. So Lawrence is coming over?
Yes, he is.
That'll be good.
He's just come over for a little reunion, you know, in the back garden there. It was a long way for him to come, mind.
It is a long way, innit?
See now, Pat, we got to spoil things, haven't she?
Did you make a mess? To make a mess?
I'm probably the worst. I made, yeah, I do. I make a mess.
Was he like that cook that I showed the other day? Wasn't that bad?
Oh, it wasn't that bad, no, good golly.
I know.
Yeah. That was bad. You see some of the stuff people sell, though, innit? No, I used to do plumbing, right? And I used to go in people's houses. My God almighty. Do you want a cup of tea? Oh, no thanks, love.
Yeah.
No, you have typhoid coming out of there.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
It's coming over by boat.
Aye, but boat is coming over, that's right, aye.
Or by motorbike.
Yeah.
So,
Canada's a massive place, but Patsy has a friend over there. I don't know where she's from, but Patsy might tell you now.
Yeah. So should we have a look at my pizza now? So
yes, go on now.
It's a different pizza because this is the diet I'm on is like the keto diet, and you can eat loads of fat, but you've got to cut down on the carbohydrates. They're going to be right down. So this is my sort of pizza effort.
Go on then. So
very simple pizza. Just as hard as John's, really. But you know, men like to have easy things, don't they? Easy life. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put a pizza, a wrap down. Well, on that wrap, we're going to spread some cheese. Same as John, this is mature cheddar. You can put what you want, whatever you like, you know. Whatever cheese you like, Donna. Now this is a low carb, well, it's not 0 carb, but it's a low carb alternative to a thick crust like John's. I'm sure John's would be nicer than mine, but you've got to suffer sometimes for a bit of weight loss. Now, next thing we do, we put some tomato puree down, or soup. If you've got tomato soup, you can use that. Just put a little bit down. It's just something to flavour the top. It stops all the cheese going all over the place. So it's quite a messy little thing. Well, for me it is. But you can put what you want down as long as you haven't got too much sugar in it. Because the sugar is full of carbohydrates, as you know, right? So that's enough for that. And then we put more cheese down. Right. With this diet, you can use a lot of cheese in every meal. It's really, next thing we do, we've got ham. You can put it down any shape you want. It's not a painting. You can put as much ham as you want on it. Get a load of it on there. Well, you're not going to starve with this pizza. Ham, beef, whatever you want. Now, on top of that, I put in chorizo, which is a spicy salami. Which it's got all sorts of paprika in it and garlic. Right. Well, we're gonna have a load of this on. One more, I think. I should do it. Get it all on there. And then, why not a bit more cheese? Why not, huh? Just a little bit more. One army with this diet. If you're on a diet like Weight Watchers or Slimming World, then this wouldn't be a very good idea for you. But on my diet, it's fantastic. Now on top of that, now we've got Italian spicy seasoning. Right? Let me just get this on all over it as well. Right, then we want to preheat the oven just a little bit. Oh, look, another piece of ham there. You can go in the middle, don't worry about it. So as you can see, it's very easy, right? Wraps, one down, cheese, next one on top, tomato sauce or any type of tomato, a tomato really. The final flavour will be absolutely fantastic. So I pop that in the oven. And we'll have to wait about, I would think, 5 minutes. Around about, oh gosh, 7 minutes. So we'll be coming to the end rather shortly. And we'll take it out and have a look, see what it's like. Now, have you ever taken something out of the oven with a damp dishcloth? Now this was dry, but I did take something out of the oven the other day with a damp dishcloth. My hand was like on fire. The cloth was steaming, and so was my hand. So make sure they dry when you take stuff out, because blinking heck is hot. So it's near enough done now. Just a couple of minutes more. It's making some awful noises. Does your cooker make these noises? I think it's something to do with when it was installed. It wasn't screwed in at the top or something, I don't know. We'll see now. The dog has gone off red. Let's have a look what we got. Oh, it is hot. As you can see, it's a lovely pizza. Right. Oh, just get the pizza cutter now. And not quite crispy. I could have left it for a little bit longer, but I'm starving. So it's just the same as a pizza, a very thin pizza. You can see that the meat and everything's cooked. Everything's cooked right through. It is crispy. Not so much in the middle. But that'll be, with all that cheese now, that'll be stunning. So yeah, different type of pizza. A lot more fat in it. Not too much carbohydrates. And I could eat 2 of these with a bit of lettuce and tomato. Perhaps a bit of onion. That'll be a lovely little meal. And then my daughter may have a piece. And then I'll have a piece for later on myself. So there we are. That's a simple way to make a pizza. Lower calories than John. I'm not saying it's not going to be as nice as John's. John's may be a lot nicer because of the baguette, you know. But if you're on a diet like me, you've got to sacrifice something. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. More next week.
What do you reckon, John?
Do you know what? Right, that looks good, mate.
It was very nice. I ate it all myself.
No, I never thought of using wraps like that. You know.
Yeah.
It looked very nice, you know. But yeah, well done. You know, we're doing a little things. I had planned to do naan breads this week tonight, but what we're gonna have to do is not plan what we're gonna do and just do it, because I could see Welsh cakes coming up for myself.
Yeah.
Soon. I'm gonna be doing some of them because I know both my girls like them, and I got friends that really like them too. But what you'll see is my friends don't like currency, so I'll do a batch of just plain.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a batch of with currants in, you know. So I know both my girls like them, and I know and I got friends that like them. Patsy's not too fussed, and I'm not allowed to have many, you know. So so they were. So I'm thinking of doing that there.
Well, you do that. I'm going to do pancakes next. And
All right, aye.
They'll be low-carb pancakes. And you can have syrup now. You can get syrup without any sugar in it.
Can you?
Yeah, it's made with sugar alcohols, it's called. There's 0 sugar.
Good God.
Yeah, so it's 0 carbohydrates. So, yeah.
Good golly. There we are.
So I've gone down.
So you got sugar-free sugar?
Yeah, I've gone down another trouser size now.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm. I was 15 last week. I'm down to 14 3/4 this week. So
what do you mean? That's women's. You wearing women's clothes, you are.
Don't tell everybody. Look,
I know, man.
Lawrence Owen wears suspenders, right?
Does he?
Under his trousers.
Oh no! But the thing is, we need photographic evidence for that.
We do need it. I expect he'll send it.
But we no. Well, like we got what trouser size, isn't it? They go like for 40, 38, 36, 34, 30, something like that, didn't it?
30, yeah. Well, I was 36. Now I'm 30.
Right.
So I've gone down to 30. But I should be down to about 32. I want to be. See, it's a long way to go.
Yeah. No, I'm not ashamed of you, but I'm 38. Like I see when I was at my biggest playing rugby and everything like that, right? I was carrying a hell of a lot of muscle and that. My trousers, right, were blinking 44 then.
Yeah.
But yeah. You see that picture I sent you, I was quite big then, wasn't I?
Yeah.
But,
see, Lawrence, saying he's wearing it all the time.
You are? Good boy, Lawrence.
Patsy's friends in Calgary. I don't know how far that is from Lawrence, probably a couple of thousand miles.
Oh, you look, we know Canada's bloody massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is huge, isn't it? But here
so,
we are.
How far is Calgary away from you, Lawrence? Is that like 1,000 miles away or something? I don't know. I know it's quite far. But,
where's he? What's the furthest you've driven in one go, Gogh?
Furthest from here to Scotland.
Me too.
1,300.
30, right, kilometers. What's that in miles? That's about 1,000 miles, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a
Not
long
far
way.
off. Yeah, I've driven to Glasgow, but also but I've been a passenger up to Aberdeen from Bristol to Aberdeen, pick someone up and come straight back down to Aberystwyth. That was a hell of a journey. It was, mind.
I've had the worst one. I went up in a bus, right? I was going out with a girl, right, in Belfast. I went all the way up to Scotland, right? Caught the ferry right up the top of Scotland over to Belfast. I was on the bus for 19 hours.
What did you do that for?
Bit of rumpy pumpy, innit?
No, you clown! You could have gone to Fishguard or somewhere.
She didn't live down the bottom end, though. She lived up in Belfast, man.
Well, all the head, didn't it?
No,
Not all, yeah, all the head as well.
no, they don't go to Belfast. They go down
Really?
they go down the bottom end.
Oh, right.
To go to Belfast, which is the top end, you've got to go from Scotland over.
Good golly.
Miles. Oh, on a bus, nightmare.
See, what you do for love, Seeger?
I know. And then I was only supposed to go over for a weekend, a long weekend. I stayed out there 2 weeks. It was so much fun. Like, Gandhi was right, 1,000 kilometers. Well, I thought 1,000 miles, but I'm far off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to do Welsh cakes next week, is it?
Well, I think, like I said, I don't do put it in stone, if you know what I mean, right? Because last time I said something else, but again, I've got naan breads in mind. I want to do also onion bhajis, because I want to try and do them. And it's not all about cost cutting, something like that today, right? But the onion bhajis for two smallish ones, they £2.30. That's quite a bit. Whereas that's all it is probably like half an onion. That's all you use.
Good God.
It's knowing, they probably cost you 20 pence to make, like.
Was that all?
Oh, I would have thought so. I'm not sure of the actual ingredient that goes in them, but it can't be a great deal. One onion, well, it costs you less than 10 pence for an onion.
Yeah.
If you get them from Aldi, like to the co-op, it might cost you £4.20.
Yeah, I know. Expensive in the co-op. Oh.
Isn't it? And sometimes when you want one thing, you got to pop in there, haven't you?
Mm. Well,
yeah.
You must.
I got caught in there today. I'm not joking. I walked in there, right, and I seen somebody I knew by the till. And you know how they got it now? You walk in, the till's across there, and where all the milk is by there now is that road, so you can't see the till from here. So I went, "Oh yeah, how are you doing?" And this woman turned round, oldish woman. Oh no, she said, "I haven't seen you for ages." I didn't have a clue who she was, right? 20 minutes she was talking to me for.
Oh, never.
And I didn't know who she was.
Perhaps she fancied you, John.
Gary, she was about 83.
Same as you, man.
Hi. Look at Methuselah over there.
Oh, you must know her from somewhere, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know her. The thing is, see, sometimes we don't co-op here. Huh?
You've seen you on here, she obviously.
I tell you something, right? No, that's a good idea. Patsy got a cracking idea over there. Right? You see, well, here we are. What do you do? Right, that's what we'll do next time. Now, I can video Patsy cleaning the oven and then doing the ironing. And then we can put that up.
Yeah.
And if any of the other ladies want to join, because that's fun, they enjoy that. If any of the other ladies then want to do something like that, they can.
Thing is, John, you'll have to have your passport stamped to go out the kitchen. Right?
Well, yes, but yeah, so that's what we'll do. So the next week's video now will be Patsy, like she just volunteered and she to clean the oven now and do some ironing. That'll be great.
That's an excellent idea.
Thank you, Pats, love.
When I get number 5,
yeah,
I don't know how long it'll take, mind. Probably a long time. I'll get
Oh, it
them.
won't be long now, Gogh. Honest to
Oh.
God, you're losing all that weight.
I'm not looking, I'll see. I'm not looking for one.
I don't have to be. That's the best time, see, Gogh.
Oh, no.
They'll be knocking your door now.
I think I'll go for a coloured one next.
You can't say that. How many times do you want me to tell you?
What? Blue.
It's a person of colour.
Yeah, a person of colour. But a
Right.
blue one. I'm going to have a blue one.
Do, man.
Yes, ironing. 2 words.
Ironing and ovening.
Yes, there we are. Is she out there now then already, John?
No, she's all mouth and trousers. She won't be out there now till God knows, till I crack the whip anyway, Gogh. You know.
Yeah.
She's getting away with murder lately.
You'll be having your supper then, is it?
Yeah, it won't be long now.
Oh, there we are. What's she making for you then?
I'm not sure yet, but it'll be a nice surprise, whatever it is now.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise now.
Right.
I'm banking on it. Hey, listen.
What
about the card? Do you quiz questions?
I got them behind, man.
Are we going to do them?
Yeah. But I might leave some till after your
Oh, no then.
make sure they stay.
I got you.
Right then. Question number 1 now, right, for the scratch card. Which will be here. And the rules first. Anything over £25, we split 3 ways. Anything under £25, it comes back to me and John to buy more tickets. Okay? So the winner will be the first one to answer, right, on the line here. So the question number 1 is, in what year was the first iPhone released? In what year was the first iPhone released? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? They're all looking on Google now. It's the first one to get it.
Alexa's going off everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Does anybody know? It's very quiet, John.
It is.
They're all going to come in like anything now. Oh, here we go.
Lawrence will win. Oh, no. It's Sonny first.
Yeah. Sonny had 2005, but it's 2007. Lawrence had first.
Ah, right.
Lawrence, what number card do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Which card do you want? What number do you want, Lawrence? We'll scratch it off you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, bottom one. Okay. I'll scratch this off. Nothing on the first line. But this can go diagonal as well, anyway. Ooh. Nothing on the second one. And nothing on the third one. And it's not diagonal either. There's no winners diagonally. So there's no winner there. So we'll have another question now then. The tallest building in the world is located in which city? Tallest building in the world. Located in which city? Tallest building in the world. Which city is that located? New York? No. New York. Tallest city in the world. Where is it located? Sonny what? Dubai. Quite right. It's called the Burj Khalifa. It's a very tall, pointy one. Right then. Sonny, what number do you want? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Number 2, is it? Number 2 over there. First line. Nothing. Second line. Nothing. Nope. Ooh. Third line is a winner. £3, 3 lots of pounds, which is £2. It's not very good, is it? So unfortunately, we did win £2 on the bottom line there, but obviously it's got to be diagonal to win anything big, substantial. So it did win, but because it's only £2, it goes back in the bank for us to buy more cards. There's no other. No. So hard luck, Sonny. Right, the next question.
Right, Gary, wait, excuse me a minute. I'm just going to go up there a minute, get myself a little bit ready, and be back in 2 minutes, right?
Okay, yeah. Right, question number 3. Who directed Pulp Fiction? Who directed Pulp Fiction? Number 3, who directed Pulp Fiction? Which is quite a good film. Good God. It's not me, that noise. Who directed Pulp Fiction? Project Man? No, I didn't do it. Shalom, that bloke beginning with Danielle, question. Quentin Tarantino, quite right. Project Man, I didn't direct it, unfortunately. Right then, Danielle, what number do you want? 1, 2, or 3? It's a funny name, there, Quentin Tarantino. Not Welsh, was he? What number do you want, Danielle? Number 2, is it? That one. Okay. First line. Nothing there. Second line. Nothing there either. And third line. Nothing there either, unfortunately. So there's nothing there diagonally, up or down. There's nothing 3 in a row. So I'm sorry, Danielle. Let's go on to the next question, number 3. Where is the original Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh housed? It's a painting. Where is the original Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh housed? Where's that piece of artwork housed? Number 4. London, no. Paris, no. Venice, no. Netherlands, no. An art gallery, yes, it is in an art gallery, Sonny. Correct there. France, Project Man, no. Tate, no. Kailos, New York, quite right. Kailos knows his artwork, see. Right, so there's only 2 left. Kyle, which number do you want? 1 or 2? Top or bottom? Kailos had it right with New York. It was a guess, yeah, I know that. So what number do you want? Number 1 or 2? Number 2, bottom one. Nothing there. Nothing there, but we might have something on the next one. Nothing there either. Nothing diagonally or up and down. It's a shame, isn't it? And the last scratch card question for tonight. How many actors have played the role James Bond? How many actors have played the role James Bond? How many actors have played the role James Bond? Alexa's lying to her. Ronnie says 5. No. Carrie said 6. No. Project Man said 7. No. Danielle 5. No. Shalom said 8. No. Carrie said 8. No. Project Man said 9. Correct. 9 actors have played. There's only 1 card left, Gary. So this is the one. First line, Gary, is nothing. Not even there. Next line. Next line, nothing there either. On the third line, no, unfortunately, nothing there either. Up, down, sideways, diagonal, nothing. So there we are. Only one £2 winner tonight. I'll go to for next week to buy more cards. So unfortunately, tonight's scratch cards are now finished.
We don't have much luck on them, are we?
We're not.
One day we will now.
Yeah, it will come. Just don't know when, do we? So we just got to keep on going and see how we go with it. See if we'll ever win. Sure we will. So John Morgan now will be doing his ghost stories, everybody. So I'll leave now and John can stay.
Right then, everybody. That's better. Right, I've been in touch with this lady who's giving me this one story, first of all. I've got a few more here, but she gave me this story on Wednesday, then another one followed Thursday, 2 more today. They're all short, but they're all in the same house and not far off, centered around the same room. So I'll do this all in one batch this week, and then we got a few stories about the Shadow Man again, which we'll be doing next week. To get yourselves sort of clued up on it, just pop in the search engine, the Shadow Man, and read for yourselves bits about it. Now, these ones that I've got are quite scary for next week. So just get yourselves, familiar, because it's a worldwide phenomena, this Shadow Man. And a few of you watching here might have seen him. But these do that, and then we'll see where we go. Okay. So, here goes. I've lived in my house for 18 years. It's not particularly special. It's an ex-council house built around the 1930s. I've known from the very first few weeks of moving in that there are other souls here. The confusing thing is, I'm not sure how many or who they were in life. If I give some examples of incidents, maybe you could add some insight. Well, we moved here in 2002. My elder son was almost 2, and I was 6 months pregnant with my second son. The house has 3 bedrooms, 2 fairly large and 1 box room. My eldest was in the box room for the time being, as we hadn't decorated the larger back room. And he'd been pretty good at going to bed, but for whatever reason, he couldn't really settle in that room. He'd cry and bang on the wall with his bottle until we brought him into our bedroom just to get some sleep. This continued for weeks until we got the other bedroom ready for him and moved him in there. He was absolutely fine after that. We turned the now vacant box room into the new baby's nursery, and after he was born, he never settled in there. When he was about 9 months old, we decided to get rid of the cot and put him in a toddler bed, the kind with the sides to stop him falling out, you know. We figured he just didn't like sleeping on a cot and were willing to try anything for a good night's sleep. A few nights later, he woke me up screaming. I was determined that I wasn't giving in and bringing him into my room, so instead, I got in bed with him. I was laid curled round him with my back to the door, and was just on the brink of dozing off when I heard a tapping on the window. Fairly quiet, but it was definitely there. I ignored it to begin with, but it happened again. This time, significantly louder. I got up. I lifted the blind and saw absolutely nothing that could be causing the sound. I got back into bed, settled down, and was almost asleep again when the tapping happened again. Much louder this time. I got up to see, and this time I put the light on. I raised the blind and opened the window. Absolutely nothing to see. I sighed, I got back into bed, and I turned my back to the door again, snuggled up to my son, and started to drift off again. And 2 very loud bangs on the window made me jump. But I was tired, annoyed, and I'd had enough, and so I just said out loud, will you just shut up and let me get some sleep? I'm not getting up again. The loud bang on the window happened twice more, but I stayed put. Then as I was once again on the brink of sleep, I felt the duvet lift slightly from my shoulder, and someone blew on my neck. That was it. I grabbed my son and took him to my own room. I got an idea that night of why my son wouldn't settle in that room. My next encounter in that room will be in another post. I didn't want them to be too long for you to read, so I'll send you another one. And right enough, she did the very next day. And it was to follow on my last story. A few months after that first encounter in the box room, my younger son was now 14 months old. My elder son about 2.5 years old. This doesn't really involve the box room this time, but I think it's worth telling because it involves the house and my children. My partner had a job where he worked till 10 p.m. And because of this, my dad would pop in the evenings to help me with the kids' bedtime routine. With this particular evening, my dad came to help keep my elder son occupied while I got his little brother bathed and ready for bed. My dad had brought some sweets for my eldest, but told him he had to save them for tomorrow. It was almost bedtime, and he'd already brushed his teeth. Fast forward an hour or so, my dad had gone home. My eldest son was in bed. My younger son, he was asleep on the couch. We figured out a way to get him to sleep was to let him nod off on the couch and then carry him to bed. You do figure these things out, don't you? I was just having a tidy up, picking up toys and washing up, etc. I walked from the kitchen to the living room, and just as I entered the room, a photo of my eldest son fell from the wall and smashed onto the floor. The very moment it hit the floor, I heard a very clear male voice say, "Go and check your boy, now." I didn't even think about it. I just ran upstairs to my eldest son's room. He was on all fours on the bed and he was choking. He had sneaked the sweets my dad had brought him up to bed and was choking on one. I grabbed him, I put him over my knee and hit him between the shoulders. The sweet flew out onto the floor, and my son drew a huge breath, then burst into tears. I told him off, but I was so relieved he was okay, I just hugged him. Something in my home saved my boy's life that night. Although terrifying, she was very grateful of the souls or spirits in the house. So this is wait a minute, I might have these in the wrong order, I think. Right, well, this is the order that she sent them. So this is another story. It was summer, and our friends came across the road, and they had come over for on a Saturday night. We were having a barbecue and a few drinks. Our friends had a daughter the same age as our eldest son, who was 9 now. We brought the kids to play inside for a while because it was hot outside, and they went to play upstairs in the boys' room. They had been up there for a couple of hours when suddenly all 4 kids my three, and a neighbour's daughter, come running downstairs looking very scared and babbling about the man upstairs. I calmed my elder son down enough for him to tell me what they had seen, and they said he'd been sitting on the bedroom floor playing a board game, and with the bedroom door slightly open. My eldest had his back to the door, but said he had a funny feeling he was being watched, and he turned round and he said he could see a man in a black suit with a funny collar on the shirt and wearing a tall hat, staring at him through the crack in the door. My other son and a friend's daughter saw the same thing. My daughter was playing on something else away from the group and didn't see anything. The man stared for a few more seconds, then walked past the room and into the box room, which was my daughter's room. We all went up to see, but there was nobody there. Now that was the story which reminded me of the shadow man, or the man in black, whatever you want to call him. I had, unfortunately, labelled them up wrong, my fault. So that was a ghost story. I live 3, and it should have been read Ghost Story 4, so I don't have to read you this one now. But that was the one that reminded me of the Shadow Men. And you will see why, because only now she's having her daughter in this story. Another story involving the box room. It is now 2006. Elder son is 6 years old. Younger son is now 4 years old, and I have a 5-month-old baby daughter. The two boys now share the large back bedroom. My daughter has the box room as a nursery. Now, I definitely hadn't forgotten about my boys' encounters in that room, but I had no option but to put my daughter in there. We just had no room. At first, everything was fine. She slept soundly through the night from being about 2 weeks old. And then one night, when she was 4 months old, she woke me up screaming. I put it down to early teething and settled her back down. For the next year, on and off, my daughter would randomly wake screaming, but mostly slept soundly in that room. When we moved her from a cot to a bed, she was having a particularly unsettled night, so I went in and got into bed with her. The furniture layout was different to how it had been when my son was there. The bed was now under the window, facing the door. I hadn't been there long when I heard just one loud bang on the window. Oh, I froze. I didn't even dare breathe, but I stayed put. A few minutes later, it happened again, and several more times after, until I decided to be brave again and said the same words. I'm not going anywhere, so please shut up and go away. I guess that wasn't the best thing to do this time. The banging moved from the window to the actual headboard of the bed, directly above my head. Then the wall beside the bed. Then directly under the bed, on the underside of the wooden slats. It felt like the whole bed was vibrating. Then the footsteps started, like someone pacing up and down beside the bed, getting faster, like they were agitated. By this point, I was so scared that I shouted to my partner until he woke up and came in the room. Only then did I feel safe enough to move. I took my daughter, who had slept through all this, to my room and told my partner what had just happened. He didn't believe me and said I was probably dreaming. I definitely wasn't dreaming. You see, you have to be asleep to dream. Now, this poor young lady is going through this, still going through it now. Her children are growing up with this. It's certainly affecting her. But again, we had the story before when the husband didn't believe her. Why husbands and that? Why partners don't believe it when the other partner is telling them something? It's hard to comprehend. But you see, the spirit or ghost might be getting to them as well, getting between them. That's what they're good at, right? So so we're going to keep an eye on this now. I'll be getting in touch with this girl to see if she's got any more stories coming up. But I'd certainly keep you informed, and we'll do some more stories next week. Thank you for listening.
That's very good, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was a bit scary, Gary, in times there. But you must think about the that again, that woman going through all that on her own. Really, I know she's got a family, but she's the one that's going through that because her husband don't want to know.
Yeah, it's like that story, The Thing, innit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
But he's working in the steelworks and she's going through all that crap, all the scary stuff,
Yes, that's right, Di.
But I haven't heard anything more from her. I don't know what if it's concluded or whatever. I don't know. But that really did scare me. That story did.
Honest to God, and the thing is, when you work out where it is, you can, and I tell you, Gary, you're right. She was really scared, and they seem to have put it to bed. But if you remember, then the last bit of the story started back up again, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And we need we hopefully she is all right,
Yeah, because I got the hairs going down the back of my neck again,
Yeah.
Look, you missed the stories. Well, you can always play it back. See, John, if you go onto YouTube now, on our platform on there, the Gary and John Show, it takes about 2 hours, wherever, to go through, and then they'll be ready to play again. You'll be able to see the stories again. But what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and get all of John's stories from last year up to now. I'm going to put it all in one video, and I'm going to play them then maybe on Sunday night. And they'll be on then for a couple of hours. It should be about 5 or 6 hours worth.
Yeah, the good idea, that. And like you say, you don't have to watch them all. It's just nice to
you can go back.
See them, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the software I'll be using will be doing it automatically. So the chat box will be there if anybody wants to chat or whatever, but I won't be there. It'll just be the computer running it.
I've seen, I tell you, well, me and Patsy was tidying a bit of my stuff up today, because I am terribly messy, right? And I come across the thing today, the whole lot of them.
Did you? Oh, brilliant.
Yes, I come across the 3 of her, I'm not sure how many stories they are, but it was a thick wedge of paper, I know that.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, I come across all of them today, and but I've got some. I've got a folder full now. I am chucked them out. See.
Yeah.
So I got a folder full, and I'm going to go through them. Going through them after.
Beard's gone now, man. Nearly gone now.
But it's great. It has gone quick from that, because 3 weeks ago you had it perfectly shaved. He was.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. It has got to grow back quick.
It's all this meat, man. It's diet. Yeah, anything to do with kids.
Yeah, and of course it does. It is. When I was reading it, that it is when the kids are there. It's, and you can see it, or she can see it happening to the kids. It's not scary. See?
No.
A few of them have involved the children. Even The Thing was it with the children, with a child, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There were 2 children involved in that one. Like,
I think it's like poltergeists and all that. There's some sort of they're attracted to children, aren't they?
Yeah. And what else they seem to be attracted to is if there's any tension in the house, they do try to get in between the man and wife, or man. No, Danielle, he wasn't from Margam. Who was that then, Dan? Oh, that
Decent Images with a vicar. I haven't heard that one yet.
No, me. What's that, Matthew? Tell us about that, boy. I don't know if you better mention any names on you, Gary. Mind a minute.
No, unless it's in the newspapers. If it's in the newspaper.
Yeah. If it's in the newspapers and proved and that, I think you can, but otherwise.
You've got to be careful because of slander and all that. But
Oh, it's on Wales Online, man.
all right. Oh,
No, it's right. It's terrible. That is, it's right. No, well, what she needs to do, Danielle, is write it out and send me send me an email or something of it. Send me a message or anything. I can read it out then.
yeah. Yeah. A little bit of news from Aberafan is there's going to be 137 houses built on the old Lido site. Persimmon Homes are the contractor for the council. So I don't know if the houses will be given to Titarian, is it? Titarian?
Italian.
I don't know. Or maybe
What I mean? Do you know, right? Going through it, nearly every town in Great Britain, right? Port Talbot got to be the one where we've got one of the finest beaches, and there's nothing built there except for that thing with Remos there, whatever it is. It's I know, why didn't they build attractions or something? I don't know, right? But it's houses again. But we are in need of them, I suppose, aren't we?
Yeah, it's definitely a need. Thing is, the council are given an amount they've got to make like 7,000 or whatever. And they've got to do them. So this is a little bit way towards that, but it's going to take a long time to get up to 7,000.
Shall I embarrass my daughter by
if you want to, yeah.
Brilliant it is, right? Now, in fairness, she was only about 5, and we were coming from my mother's house, which is in Aberystwyth, because we lived about 2 or 3 years up in Carmarthen, right? And we were going on the top road, and there they were building Persimmon Homes. This is what reminded me of it, see? And as we were driving past, she pointed to the field where they were going to build the houses and said, "Dad, why do you need permission to go down there?" Here we are. Yeah, so that's it is bad, isn't it? If that is right, but like there's another incident happened in Treorchy. None of us know what it is, but something's happened up there today. I hope it's nothing too bad, mind. But we don't know, do we?
People are stressed out, see, aren't they?
Terribly. And honest to God, I know of a few things. You can lose your life by something, the silliest of things, by just saying one thing that ticks somebody off the wrong way for some reason, and the next thing is blown all up and somebody's lost their life. It's crazy how things happen,
Yeah, it is, you're right. What about this? Meghan now. Meghan, she's ready to talk about the royal family.
Oh, aye.
Call them the firm. It's terrible, isn't she? She reckons they're all ganging up against her.
Do you know what, right? But she knew what she was marrying into, surely. What? I think Harry would have said, when they were getting serious, I'm sure Harry would have sat her down and said, right, Meghan, what happens now? You marry me, and this isn't like marrying George Clooney or somebody who's quite famous. You marry me, and we have got to do as we are told as adults right throughout life. If we are told to go here, go there, go everywhere, we've got to go. Our lives are not ours anymore if you marry me. Bound to have told her that.
Yeah, but
bound to have.
It might have been his thing of getting out of the family. See, it might be his fault.
But why didn't he do it before they got engaged then?
Because he's scared of the Queen. The thing is, how is he going to live without any money, see?
Yeah. Well, I'm scared of the Queen now. Well, I tell you something, guy.
What?
Honest to God, right? When you have a look at her next, right, she looks like a tortoise without a shell. Honestly, you have a look at her head now, and she looks like a tortoise.
Oh, God, gosh.
But if you can imagine putting a shell on her back, exactly the same.
I think it's her age.
Yeah, It's something to do with Prince Philip. Don't look very healthy.
No, he's out the way now, isn't he?
He's he's been transferred to another hospital. Well, the first hospital he came out of. No, again.
Yeah. He's got something wrong. How old is he? 99 or something, isn't he?
99 years, aye.
See,
I'd be gutted if he died now, and I'd be devastated, I would.
He won't have a letter off his wife, will he?
Yeah. So the card of his wife, we won't have one of them.
Perhaps they'll just keep his body and it make him
When
look...
the Queen gets 100, she's 93, I think, right? When she gets it, who gives her, did she write to herself?
Must be, innit?
Yeah. Happy birthday from me.
Yeah, but it's probably somebody else writes it, isn't it? And she signs it, is it? Because she got a secretary, hasn't she?
I've never seen one, to tell you the truth.
Up Drakeford, he's an image of a tortoise. She's right there. Drakeford got a face of a tortoise.
Yeah. He is, in fairness, aye.
Yeah. Oh, Royals, waste of time, look.
Oh, see now.
See now, they're all coming out now. Oh, 100 in June. He's 100 in June, look.
Oh, no. Oh, the Prince Philip.
Yeah.
That's the Queen's cousin, that is he?
Is it?
Prince Philip, aye.
Where's her husband then?
That's him as well. She married a cousin.
How can you do that?
You can? Well, I don't know. I'll look up it. Look it up.
Oh, I haven't got time to look it up. I thought I'd ask you.
Not now. Have a look after. So
Oh,
I'm sure I heard this week that he was her cousin.
That's odd, isn't it? They're from
It is
Germany.
odd, aye.
They're from Germany, aren't they, originally?
He's from Greece, isn't he? The Queen's family from Germany.
Aye. Oh, Daniel.
He's from
the distant cousins.
distant. Oh, that makes it all right then, Dan. Distant cousins, yeah, fair enough. Aye.
But you can't marry a distant cousin, can you? Or I can't. If you weren't
I
married.
don't know.
So,
I wouldn't. I tell you what, I wouldn't like to marry my distant cousin.
It would be a long way.
His name is Stephen.
Oh, it's a long way to go as well to marry him. That's what I mean by distant.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. So, there's nothing else on yet. Oh, I want to show everybody that Banksy video of him doing the painting, which I've downloaded. Wow. There we are, John.
So what I guess now, what I'm as the layman looking at that photo, that painting, what that painting's about is that the ropes won't get you out of jail, but the written word from the typewriter or whatever, the written word will get you out rather than ropes.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was interpreting that as I saw it. But it's really good how they do it, how he does it, mind.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, there was quite a few very famous people that were imprisoned there. I can't remember who it was, but it was a writer who was standing up for the gay movement at the time.
Right, yeah.
He was imprisoned and he was trying to write, to get out of there. Obviously, it wouldn't happen now, but years ago, if somebody was gay, they'd lock them up,
Homosexuality was against the law in as far as early as 1970s.
Yeah.
And it was that it was ridiculous, but you could go to jail for it, which is wrong, man.
Yeah, stupid, isn't it? Well, some parts of the world they still chuck homosexuals off top of buildings.
Yeah.
It's Sharia law and all that. In certain parts of the world, it's very dangerous to be a homosexual in certain parts of the world.
Yeah.
But I'm safe when you are, John. So.
Well, I tell you the truth about it, Gary, is I'm too frightened to try it. I might like it.
Yeah. You won't come back.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Good God. Anyway, that's about it for tonight, John, is it?
Indeed, I'm thinking the same. I'm going to have a nice cuppa now. I'm going to take my little dog out for a walk, and then I'll be going up the wooden hill and having a little early in the morning.
Right. Well, I'm making pancakes next week.
Right.
You may be making Welsh cakes, John, eh?
I'll definitely be doing something, but we'll have to see. Well, and Patsy'll be cleaning the oven for us as well.
She will. Are you videoing it then?
Oh, definitely. That's what we've got planned. That's what she got planned, I think.
Yeah. Will you have to spread it over a couple of days, or can she do it in like an hour or whatever?
Oh, I'm not too sure. She's a little bit slow, see, so don't tell her I'm saying that, though, right?
No, don't say anything.
No.
Don't know when you get up tomorrow morning now. If you're missing the leg, right? Guess who's had it?
Oh, aye. That's a thing, innit?
Yeah, you've got to sleep on that.
Seeing it's not my fault, like, I'd be worried about to tell you the truth.
It's the middle one. There we are.
Oh, there we are. All right, well, goodbye, everybody. It's been a lovely show again. We enjoy doing it. I hope you enjoy it too. Don't forget to put the subscribe button and the like button. You will win the lottery if you do it.
And a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And if you're not, well, we'll see you all next week.
You will. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.